Okay guys, the hounds above me were barking, so we're gonna try this again. They persist. Hi everybody, my name is My6Fab. You might know me for this channel for my hit RuPaul's Drag Race memes that I used to make. But fear not, I've now graduated to making hyperpop music.
Do you like it?
No, I do not.
Anyways, I'm here today because I wanted to celebrate something, which would be, of course, the 1-year anniversary of my EP, The Six Mix. Yeah, it's super awesome to have a project that is a year old, and I thought that I would come here and show you my favorite free plugins that I've used to make this whole project. Now, disclaimer. Obviously, not everything that I use, I got for free.
I got like hella money.
I know you're sitting there thinking, I think you bought a laptop, and I think that you bought an interface, and I think that you bought a microphone. So actually, it wasn't really free now, was it? And I have to say, yeah, that is very true. Actually, if you can see here on the screen, this is everything that I bought before I had to make this project. As you can also see, all these are going to be the cheapest options that you can get on the market. So you know what? Once you get all those things, you're going to be totally chill. You're not going to be hurting too bad, hopefully. Let's go into the songs, shall we? So our first song is going to be Devotee.
I want you, baby, you can save me.
So this song is all about lezzing out. Who would have thought? Yes, it's true. But this song, I wanted to make something that was kind of silly and sexy and fun and very dancey and a little bit scene-core. I think I achieved it pretty well. I was really focused on doing a lot of synth stacking, one driving melody that is just a bunch of different instruments layered. So we can try to see if we can hear that right now. Yeah, so that's basically the main melody that goes through the whole song. The plugin that I wanted to talk to you about for this song is OTT by Xfer. It's a multi-band compressor. It's really, really cool. I really like that you really don't have much going on here. And also when you use it, you really don't need much to make a lot go on. You know what I mean? I don't know if that really worked. Instead of talking to you all about this, I'm gonna play you a little piece of it. Hear the before and the after, right? So here's the before with no OTT. Okay, now here is with OTT. Do you see what makes this good? It just adds so much airiness and like pumps, like it makes it like pump and pump. And I think that's really cool, and you really don't need to add like much at all or do really much to change what's already set up. Like I don't have a lot of the depth or the percentage of the time up very much. I don't change these knobs at all. I like push the gain a little bit, and it just sort of adds a little bit of something. It's really good for electronic music specifically, and I like it. I don't know. The other plugin that I want to talk about, of course, is free asterisk if you use Logic Pro. How it feels to be a hyperpop musician that uses Logic. I used Phat FX to do this little filter moment during the bridge. Let's see if we can hear a little bit of it. Yeah, you see I did a little sweeping situation. And then at the very end, when we go right back to the chorus, I have this LFO situation that is sweeping around. You'll hear it. It's going crazy. Look at that go. Holy moly. Yeah, really cool. It's really fun. I use it for just those like FX sort of things. I think there's also like a bass enhancer and a limiter that's built into it if you want to use that too. I use that sometimes. But that's what I have to say about Devotee. Let's move on. Our next song is Leave Your Boyfriend. So Leave Your Boyfriend is all about when you want to go to the club with your friends and you're really excited and then you're getting ready and everything, and then all of a sudden one of your friends texts you and goes, hey, is it alright if my boyfriend comes? And you have to go, oh, yeah, bring him along. And you know that he's going to be in there in the corner on his phone. He's not going to talk to you, and he's going to be annoyed the whole night. And your friend is just going to be like anxious and worried that he's mad at her, which he is. And it's just going to suck all of the fun out of the room. So it's me saying, leave your boyfriend at the door. I don't want to see no eyesore. And I really do stand by this. This is the first hyperpop song that I think I wrote ever. One of the first, I guess. I think I wrote it in 2022. And it's definitely a product of its time. It's got those really ironic lyrics and a really confusing melody that I don't know necessarily everyone would choose. Really crazy drums. There's this fucking snare that's like frying pan, Looney Tunes style on you. Just really ridiculous song. And I almost didn't include it in this EP, but I was talking to one of my friends about it and they're like, you gotta keep it in, you know? It's part of the lore. It's part of who you are as an artist. And it's silly and relatable, I've found out later, for better or worse. But speaking of the really ridiculous melody, we can now talk about the next plugin, which is Pendulate. Here, let's take a little listen first. So that's Pendulate. This is a monosynth, but it's by Newfangled Audio. Their website says something like, chaos as a sound. And, you know, there's something kind of weird about it. There's definitely like a signature sound. It is very crunchy and weird sometimes, but I think also in a way, it's a little bit limited that way. So, you know, I use it for very specific things. I don't think I really use it for a lot of other songs in this EP, but I use it for this main chorus stuff. I think I have a bass and then like this guitar layer. We can listen to it quick. But yeah, I mean, it's fun to use, you know. I like that you can see like the wave things, you know, the little visualization really helps, and it's kind of fun when you're using it. You know, would recommend. There's some good presets. That's Leave Your Boyfriend. Don't really have much to say about it. If you have a boyfriend, that's okay, but he better know how to dance to my 6 Fat. And so our third song now is I Wanna Be Like That, parentheses, I guess. This is my Charlie XCX AG Cook PC Music Partial Nachos Mama Not You Mama Not You. This song I wrote because I was having really bad insomnia and I was feeling really, really irate and angry and annoyed, and I wanted everyone to just leave me alone, and I wanted to just be by myself. I want to be like that, I guess. But yeah, I thought it was really funny to have a song where I'm just like being very angsty and annoyed, and it's just like very dinky keys and just bounciness. For the composition, I really had some simple chords. I think we started out with this little key situation. And I added like this little plinky key. And then we had this detuned key as well. Silly. It feels very like, I feel very Muppet dancing when I listen to the song. Like Charlie Brown. So for this one, I wanted to talk about Helm. This is a really fun instrument that I really enjoy. Really, really cute to look at. Everything is neatly ordered. You can see all these little boxes that they're all in. It's really nice for my brain. You don't have to toggle and go and find shit. It's just all right here. It's really good for really harsh sounds that I really like to use. A lot of dubstep, techno-y. I use it for a lot of basses. Let's see if we can find it. Beep-a-dee-bee. Oh, this is honestly like a perfect bass. Okay. You know what I mean? Just like super harsh. And then I think I used it at this very end part too. Where are we? Where are we? Help, help. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a real wall of sound. It's just like, bah! It's just also very versatile. There's a bunch of different other sounds you can get to. So the plugin is actually very serious, and we need to get really serious with it because this is one of my favorite plugins. And of course, we're going to be talking about MAutoPitch by Melda Production. I think truthfully, the reason I say that I'm a hyperpop artist is that I want to get away with using autotune, and I want to not be able to sing very well. But this is MAutoPitch. This is just a really good autotune because it doesn't pretend to be something it's not. And I really appreciate that. I feel like with some of them, they try to really make you sound at least a little bit human, and I don't want that. And this just goes full balls to the wall. I am a Vocaloid. Let's just try to listen to it. We're going to be really vulnerable here, and we're going to listen to before and after with AutoPitch.
I wish there were days where I didn't have to speak. Live in my own world, nobody would talk to me.
Yikes. Now it's with it.
I wish there were days where I didn't have to speak. Live in my own world, nobody would talk to me.
It's just so computerized, and I think it just has a bit of a airiness that sort of cuts through a mix that I really appreciate. I just really love this a lot. My only disclaimer is that it has terrible latency. It's like 24 milliseconds. Completely unusable if you're trying to do it live. I had to switch to waves to do live, and it just doesn't sound the same. It just sounds not good, and it's trying to be too smooth, and I don't like that. Sound fake. So our fourth song is going to be a little ditty that I like to call OMG Cute That Wave. This song is all over the place. I think that I didn't know how to end it, so I said, let's just try to do a bunch of stuff and then see where we go. And we kind of did do that. It starts out with like this little synthy thing, and then we get to like a Jersey beat, and then we go into this big bass weird breakdown, and then we do a bunch of vocal chop shit, and then we're just doing stuff. I don't know. A thing that I really like of this song is I think I did really good with my drums. That one's really fun. That one does kind of feel like I feel like I'm on a scooter. I don't know what I mean by that. So the other plugin that I want to talk about for this one is my favorite instrument of all time. And of course, we're going to be talking about Vital by Vital. This is serious stuff. If you like Serum, if you were thinking about buying Serum, if you're thinking about spending hundreds of dollars, shut up. Girl, shut up. Get Vital. Literally get Vital. It's the same thing. I get some of my favorite little sounds out of this thing. It's so cute. It's what I've been learning how to do wavetable synths with, and just like really dink around and get some weird stuff. And I think I use it for my bass in this breakdown. Let's see if we can find it. Oh yeah, here we go. Phat Reese bass. Yeah, that came out of Vital, and it's probably one of my favorite basses ever is a Reese bass. Like, it's just so... Oh, it's emotional.
This had me feeling quite warm and spicy inside.
I really love it. There's just a lot of sounds that I use from Vital, especially now. I think a lot of my songs I've been using lately have been using Vital. So it's really cool. And then another really quick one that I want to talk about is going to be a reverb. This is... Honestly, I kind of feel like with reverbs, you can kind of just do whatever and like use whatever and no one really cares. But one that I like to use is Convology. This one is a retro reverb emulator. Whatever that means. I don't know. It's a reverb. It's nice. I get some nice little sparkly sounds out of it specifically. There's not really much you can say about a reverb unless it's like super duper freaky, where most of the time you just hear it and you're like, sounds like I'm outside a building. Sounds like I'm in a well. It's cool. Nice. And that's how I kind of feel about this one. I don't know. It's nice if you want something a little different than just like a stock reverb. Finally, we have gotten to my favorite song ever, I think, on this record. And my most underrated, might I say. And that's gonna have to be Dreary. So Dreary is I don't even know how to describe it. I just think it's such a beautiful, yearning song that I've written, which is kind of ironic because I finished this and technically made it for a class that I had, an audio production class that I did. And I remember I was trying to finish it, so I was obviously trying to write lyrics and do vocals for it, but I didn't know what to write, so I was doing a new thing where I play the song and then you sort of sit and you go like, and you just sort of do a lot of gibberish, and then eventually you come up with lyrics through that, and that sort of worked. I will say that the chorus is a little bit unknown to me and to many. But in a way, I'm kind of like, maybe it was just like my subconscious speaking, and I was actually just being a conduit of my inner mind. So everything that I wrote was actually genius and true to my soul. Sometimes I'll still listen to the song and I'll be getting chills and thinking, wait, am I a musical genius? And sometimes I am. I really want to show you specifically this like breakdown part that I'm really proud of, which we will find right now. And it's this like vocal stack that I did that I thought was gorgeous. So let's listen to it. I want you here right now, baby. I want you here right now, baby. Like, just beautiful, beautiful things, stunning. But the plugin I want to talk about for this is going to be Zebralette. Okay, I feel like every single time I'm talking, I'm like, this is my favorite plugin, this is my favorite plugin. Girl, you wrote the list, the hell? But this is a good plugin. Like, this is probably one of my I just said what I just said, oh my god. But you know what I mean? Like, this is another one that I'm like, I really can't believe this is free. And it's by Yuhi, and if you are really locked into the sauce, you know that Porter Robinson uses Diva, which is another synth that they made that I almost bought. It's pretty expensive, but I didn't buy it because I don't need it right now because I have Zebralette. I just think it's got some really lovely, lovely little sounds. I get some really thick basses, really warm basses. I get a lot of nice keys and a lot of nice bells. If we can see if we can find the main bell like sequence that I did is from Zebralette. We can listen to it right now. Just sparkling and beautiful and lovely, and I love that Zebralette has this MSEG situation and like these waveforms you can kind of click through to just get different sounds out of it. And you know what I mean? Like, look at all this. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. It's just really fun if you want to build something and like go from the ground up. You can kind of just make a bunch of weird shapes and just tinker a lot and just see what happens. And I think that's fun. It's a nice thing to play with. But yeah, really love Zebralette. Love Dreary. I think that it should get more streams. Well, we've reached the last song, which really isn't even a song at all. It's a remix. And it's going to be the Devotee remix. This song I wrote literally in maybe 2 weeks max. I think I originally made it for a performance. I wanted it to be my opener song, just to sort of keep up the crowd, but I realized it was too crazy to have at the beginning, so I ended up not doing that, but I did keep it on the EP. For whatever reason, my computer won't let me get to that file, so we won't talk about it that much. Unfortunately, I have one more honorable mention plugin because this one I use for every single one of my songs, and it's also not like a full one that I want to recommend because I got it for free, but it is no longer free, so it feels wrong to put it on a main list. But it's also like $30, so low-key. This plugin is going to be BX Master Desk Classic by Brainworks. You know, if you really put a gun in my head and you were like, what is this? Bullet in my brain. I don't really know. It is a mastering tool, obviously. No, it is something that I kind of use for a mastering final touch. I use a lot of time to make sure that all of my songs sound the same level / loudness. It's good for like a stereo enhance, or if you want to change the tone of it, or some of the EQing. If you want to monitor your mids and your sides, it's really good. I don't know, it's just a little extra final touch if you really are getting into the specifics of mixing and mastering. And if you can't necessarily afford a mixing or mastering engineer, it's just a really nice thing to use. I would recommend it if you are willing to spend $30 instead of $1,000, if you care that much. If you don't. But yeah, that's basically all my songs. If you've streamed the 6 mix, and you've told me you loved it, thank you for telling me that. It really meant a lot to me. The whole purpose of this EP was I was trying to write something and make something that wasn't too serious, and that I was just trying to like let go of my own perfectionism by making a pop song. You know, I've always loved pop music, and I think that as I've gotten older, I really value the importance of pop, and I value like the weird experimentation that has come from pop music. I want to say thank you if you listened to my EP. And if you haven't listened to it, it's on all streaming platforms. You can get it on Bandcamp. You can even get a CD for, I think, $8. It might be $12 with shipping or something like that. Thanks for watching. And you know what? That's my other thing I want to say is that, you know, if you're out there and you want to make music, I really want to make this video to show you that, like, you don't need to have everything expensive. You don't need to have a bunch of crazy stuff. You just have to have a real urge to make stuff. Even when I'm feeling down and I'm like, I can't make anything, like I feel stupid, I feel broke, I feel lame. Even when I feel like that and I don't want to make music, no matter what, I will always come back to the feeling of like, oh, I just really want to make something. Like I can't help it. And if you're somebody that you have that feeling too, where you can't help but create stuff, there are so many ways you can do it, and you don't have to spend a lot of money, and you don't need to spend a lot of money. You just have to have the want to make stuff. But yeah, anyways, that was me. I'm My6Fab again, and have a good day. Bye.